Imagine having a #1 hit, major label deal, and celebrity cosigns. Then losing it all because of a single phone call from prison. That's exactly what happened to CJ, the Staten Island rapper who went from 40,000 subscribers to 80 million views in just 1 month, only to watch his entire empire crumble when the wrong person picked up the phone. I'm Hop Show, and today we're diving into one of hip-hop's most dramatic downfalls, a story involving stolen gang slang, fake blood allegations, and an uncle pulling strings behind the scenes. The overnight sensation. July 30th, 2020. An unknown Latino kid from Staten Island drops a drill track called Whoopty. Within 24 hours, it's everywhere. But here's what made this so suspicious. CJ barely had 40,000 YouTube subscribers when the song dropped. Normal artists struggle to get their existing fan base to watch new content. CJ somehow pulled 7 million views from thin air. Then came the celebrity cosigns. Cardi B posted it on her Instagram story. French Montana gifted him a Coke Boys chain. Busta Rhymes jumped on a remix. Genius interview that started it. All November 27th, 2020. CJ sits down with Genius to explain his hit song. When asked about Whoopty, he gives what seems like an innocent answer. Whoopty like Guess Worldwide Now. It's just like a hello you. No, whenever I see my guys in the street. Simple enough, right? Just some made-up slang that caught on. But the internet is undefeated when it comes to fact-checking. And what they discovered would haunt CJ forever. The dark truth behind Whoopty. Turns out, Whoopty wasn't some cute greeting CJ invented with his friends. According to the Rap Dictionary, it's a specific gang calling and salute used by New York Blood Gang members, specifically the Mac Baller Bloodhound Brims. Show definition on screen. We're not talking about some harmless street crew. The Mac Baller Brims are a notorious gang that's been linked to kidnappings, shootings, and drug trafficking since 2005. Joining reportedly requires committing murder as initiation. And CJ wasn't just using their slang, he was referencing specific members in his lyrics. When he said sleazy, he was shouting out SZ Mola from the Mac Baller family. Hats referred to Brim gang members. The music video made it even worse. There's CJ, throwing up gang signs, wearing red bandanas, surrounded by actual blood members. But here's the million-dollar question. Was CJ really about that life, or was this all an act? The phone call from hell CJ tried to double down. He filed a trademark for Whoopty, claiming he invented the word. He gave interviews talking tough about his street connections. That's when someone decided to set the record straight.
Yeah, this your boy, Latik La Brim Johnson. So I'm going to take a moment to set the record straight for you. I see there's a lot of controversy over this Whoopty thing. So first and foremost, CJ made a hot song, but the content that he used is not his content. So his foundation is based off a lie. He's not Whoopty. He don't know nothing about Whoopty. He just seen a fly splash and he jacked it, which is a smart move, but in life you got to show respect and you can't live a lie. Now you jacking something that they got dudes in jail for. There's allegations behind that word right there that made it such a splash for you to want to jack it. They gave me 30 years for a lifestyle full of allegations of a lifestyle that you talking about that you never lived. And that shit don't add up, shorty. Like, you trying to take something from people that you can't take. So, for the record, Whoopty is not CJ's. That shit belonged to the Jet. I ain't even gonna say it's just mine. It belonged to the Jet. It's not his at all. You can put every lawyer you want behind it, do all that. And I'm not speaking violence. I'm not beefing with you. I'm not trying to down you. I'm just speaking facts and keeping it real. That's the glow shit. You know what I'm saying? So you need to fall back with that and get in your place and find your own content, because you got a little tight delivery. I heard your song, but make your content truthful. Don't speak lies. When you living off a lie, ain't no foundation there. So all that shit you speaking in them songs, They got some boys in the street, not my team, just speaking in general, that's really going to see if you about that mess. And I told you that's the allegations of my whole lifestyle, my whole vibe that I'm in jail fighting for. So, you got to really get it together, shorty. But for all my real glows, you know what it is, man. Whoopty. Y'all know what it is. Stand on that, man. That's our shit. So don't let that little boy play with y'all, man. And I'm not promoting violence, beef, or nothing. Just speak the truth and let his ignorance die with his fables and his...
Yeah, this your boy LeBrim. I see a lot of controversy over this Whoopty thing. CJ made a hot song, but the content that he used is not his content. He's not Whoopty. He don't know nothing about Whoopty. Let that sink in. The leader of the Bloodhound Brims, serving 30 years for narcotics trafficking and firearm offenses, took time out of his prison sentence to call out CJ on a recorded line. LeBrim didn't mince words. CJ was a fraud who stole their culture and disrespected their entire organization. Everybody know where Whoopty come from. He didn't even understand what Whoopty is. I was very disappointed with that situation. The street turns on CJ. Once LeBrim spoke, it was open season. Other Blood members started calling CJ out on social media. G5 Rez went on Instagram Live with a direct threat. "You got my bro up north for 30 years right now. Pull up 'cause it's not a game no more, bro." Comment sections filled with people calling him the most fugazi Blood I ever seen. The same fans who made him famous were now turning against him. But CJ's problems were just getting started. The flow theft allegations. As if being exposed as a fake gang member wasn't enough, two New York rappers, Busy Banks and 22Gs, came forward with another devastating claim. CJ had stolen their entire style. In hip-hop, biting someone's flow is career suicide. It's the ultimate violation of artistic integrity. The similarities were undeniable. Same cadence, same delivery, even similar ad-libs. 22Gs responded with a Whoopty remix called Goofy, directly targeting CJ. The diss track went viral, racking up nearly 1 million views as fans celebrated CJ getting exposed again. Instead of backing down, CJ fired back with "Hit Up," throwing up Gangster Disciples gang signs and threatening to fight his accusers. If it really came down to it, we could squabble, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't just about music anymore. CJ was playing with fire, throwing gang signs for clout, while real street politics swirled around him. The Industry Plant Revelation, January 2021. Pitchfork publishes the article that changes everything. New York drill rapper CJ is nothing but a shameless rip-off. The bombshell? CJ's uncle is James Cruz, a high-powered music executive who managed 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, and Busta Rhymes during their peak years. The same James Cruz who served as president of Bad Boy Records for suddenly, all those celebrity cosigns made sense. French Montana was signed to Bad Boy. Busta Rhymes had history with James. The connections were everywhere. But it gets worse. James Cruz admits in interviews that he came out of retirement specifically to manage CJ. He called in favors to get radio play. When Whoopty faced copyright issues over an uncleared sample, James paid $80,000 out of his own daughter's college fund to keep it online. Play James Cruz interview clips. The man was literally coaching CJ during interviews, telling him what to say and what to keep quiet about. The final nail CJ tried to move past the controversies, but the damage was done. His 2021 EP Loyalty Over Royalty flopped spectacularly. Desperate to recapture lightning in a bottle, he kept making drill tracks that sounded exactly like Whoopty. Play Dubai comparison. By 2023, Warner Records had seen enough. They dropped CJ from the label, ending his major label dreams. CJ tried to spin it as his decision, claiming he wanted to keep his masters, but if Warner thought he had any commercial value left, they would have fought to keep him. The cautionary tale today: CJ is signed to AWAL, a distribution service, not a real label. He releases music sporadically to an audience that's forgotten he exists. His Google Trends show a 90% decline from his peak. What makes this story so fascinating is how quickly it all unraveled. CJ had everything: a #1 hit, industry backing, celebrity endorsements, and a major record deal. But he built it all on lies. He appropriated gang culture he didn't understand, stole flows from other artists, and relied on industry connections he tried to hide. In hip-hop, authenticity is everything. The moment that phone rang from prison and Lebrim exposed the truth, CJ's house of cards collapsed. One song, one interview, one phone call. That's all it took to go from the top of the world to complete irrelevance. The question isn't how CJ fell so hard. It's how he thought he could get away with it in the first place.